Welcome back to Your Faith Farms, 30 Acres and a Mule. This is Patrick, the Principal Farmer, and today we're going to talk to you about how to saddle a horse. So our horse that we have today is Root Beer. So Root Beer is a 12-year-old quarter horse who just came back from training. So as you notice, I'm starting off by adding two saddle pads to Root Beer. We always ride our horses with two saddle pads for extra comfort for the horse and extra comfort for ourselves, especially when you know you're going to be on the horse for a couple hours. Everyone wants to be comfortable. That's one of our Great Pyrenees Sugar making a cameo. She's our 8-month-old Great Pyrenees female. Okay, now I'm going to bring my saddle. The saddle that I primarily ride in is a roping saddle, and you can see it right here. This roping saddle has a good weight to it. You always want a saddle that has some weight to it, some stability to it. So now I'm going to prepare the saddle to be secured to Root Beer. Now you notice when I threw the saddle over, there was not a lot of things hanging and a lot of tack hanging, and no tack should be falling. We always try to make sure we store our saddles ready to be able to pull right out and ride the next day. So right now what I'm doing is walking behind Root Beer at a little distance, not afraid of her kicking, but I'm looking to ensure that my saddle pads are even. So once I know they're even, then I'll adjust them a little bit, and then make sure all my straps and pick up my girth that's hit the ground that should not have hit the ground. Your girth is like the belt for your saddle to secure the saddle to the horse. That is the student farmer making a cameo on the video today. Now I'm going to come back to the other side and begin to work the saddle from the proper side. You primarily want to work facing the horse to your right. If you're behind the horse, is to your left. So I'm going to come on the proper side of the horse and begin to saddle her from here. So now I'm going to move my stirrups out of the way so that I can secure this saddle to her. So once it's adjusted in the middle here, go ahead and move those stirrups. So I'm going to reach under. I'm grabbing the girth, which is aka the belt. Put the stirrup there. It's going to stay out of the way. I'm going to put the stirrup there. It's going to stay out of the way. Like I said, I'm going to put the stirrup there, and it's going to stay out of the way. Nope. I just put a stirrup here. Okay. So now I'm going to go through the front of the cinch. We use a smart cinch system and product. It's a little easier. So I'm going to pull it here and tighten it on the horse. Then I'm going to go through the loop on the saddle. Once I go through, I'm going to come back down behind the roller on the cinch, and now I can begin to pull to snug. I noticed something here that the last time we rode this saddle, or when the girth failed, that it's a little too loose. Root Beer, because she's been in 30 days of training, lost a little weight, so we'll adjust it. Notice how I place my hand on Root Bear as I'm walking around. That's just to let her know I'm right behind you. Okay, so now let's tighten this cinch, get it real good. Now we use a method called 7-4-1. 7-4-1. So you make a 7, then you make the number 4, you make the number 1, and then you pull it through to tighten. And make sure that that saddle is good and tight. So I have my 1 down. I'm going to go to the front actually to give me one of her front legs. Okay, and what that does is allow her to take a deep breath. And also, if the skin was a little tight and loose under that girth, it will loosen it so that the ride will be comfortable for her. The longer she's riding, she begins to sweat, etc. So I got it good and tight there. And now I'm going to secure. And now I'll bring down that stirrup that wanted to stay down the whole time. Okay, so we're going to get our back cinch, and some people ride in a back cinch, some people don't ride in a back cinch, but I like the comfort of having a back cinch attached to the saddle, because you never know what terrain you're going to ride in. You never know when you're going downhill, uphill, or you never know when I have to go rope a calf, and I need that saddle to stay in place. And so if I pull out the lasso and go to capture a calf, I want to make sure that that saddle's in place. Looks like to me that somebody might have taken my cinch. So let me go get the proper cinch. We do have several saddles around here, and all of the children and my wife, we all ride. So sometimes my tack becomes their tack. And you know how that goes when daddy's tack is not in the right place. So I think I do have the right tack now. So let's see if we can go ahead and get this tack on the back of the root beer saddle. Now, it does look like I have the correct back cinch for the saddle root beer. Okay, so now let's get this back cinch on here. So I'm going to add the back cinch on. I'm going to go ahead and pull it through. As you can tell, I kind of got frustrated there because I didn't have my all equipment there, and I have just pulled from the wrong side. This is not the right side that you should be pulling from. As I shared earlier in the video, you want to always, if you're looking at the horse, work on the right side. If you're behind the horse, working on the left side. Getting frustrated when you're saddling a horse is not proper. So as you see, I'm now adding the breast collar on. I'm all on the wrong side of the horse. I know my horse. She's a good horse. She will cover my mistakes. And anytime you have children or other that you're properly showing how to do, you always have to do it the right way. So this is not the side that I want you working on. I want you to always work on the correct side. So if you're facing the horse, it's your right hand, it's the right side. If you're behind the horse, it's the left hand, left side. So I think I'm getting my wits back with me now. That was just a little frustrating moment there. I always like to make sure all the tack is in the right place at the right time so you can use it the right way. Oh, but that's okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. That is Pepper making a cameo. Pepper is the brother of Sugar, who made a cameo earlier. And Pepper is a Great Pyrenees as well. And he's 8 months old. So thank you for making a cameo, Pepper, while I'm doing this video here. Okay, so I had to step out of the frame for just a second. My son is saddling another horse right next to me, and he's kind of following what I'm doing. He got a little bit ahead of me, and to get his horse, and so just had to do a little troubleshooting to make sure that he's ready. So that's the assistant farmer on my side getting his horse ready so that we can go for a nice little trail ride today. Okay, so again, now let's go ahead and finish Root Beer. She's been patient enough. We're going to go ahead and get her finished. So I'm going to come back and now let's go ahead and look and make sure everything is set up. So I'm just checking the breast collar that I put on from the wrong side and just making that adjustment there so that it will fit. And you know, some days with your saddle and everything is just not going right. And so I'm not going to ride with the breast collar today because obviously we have been interchanging things and everything doesn't seem the way I like it. And you never want to get on a horse and it's not the way you like it. So I'm going to go ahead and bridle her up. You see she takes the bit with no problem. I'm going to go ahead and put the bit in her mouth, and then I am going to pull it behind one ear, pull it behind the next ear. The student farmer comes over, asks Pepper.
Put him on his line.
We got the reins. Let's get ready to go ride this horse. All right, now that we got her all saddled up, we're down in the round pen. This is again root beer, and we're working on her turnbacks. Taking her back to the gate, turn her back, pick up speed, bring her to the middle. Give me some tight circles here. I'm just working on her left, working on her right. She's real soft in the mouth. Right up, easy stop. Give me a little reverse. Spin you out a little bit. And then give me a little moonwalk. That's how we do it. Your Faith Farms. Root beer. 30 acres and a mule. The Principal Farmer. Make sure you subscribe. We have more videos. We're just getting started. Peace.